Hi. Hello, my people. I'm panting for breath. How are you guys? How is everybody? Happy New Week. I am back and I'm glad to be back. How are you guys? I'm always happy to be back. To be back here for us to talk. For us to just talk about what is going on socially. What is going on social media? Social media is also part of life, whether we want to accept that fact or not. It's just part of life. So if you can go to work and talk with and about colleagues, you can go to your local communities and talk about things happening there. You can go to the supermarket and see something and come back home and discuss with your neighbors. Did you see what happened at our supermarket? Or you come and gossip and tell your husband, your wife, your children. That's social media. That's just the same. And on social media, you even see more on a daily basis than you see in real life. Let's be honest. Many of us just go to our various places of work, businesses, we go visit people, we go to relatives in a day. But on social media, you see everything in one day. You see different countries in one day. You see different people in one day. Different behaviors, characters, different madness in one day. So imagine us seeing all these things, being confronted with all these things, and not being able to talk about these things. It will choke now. It's wickedness, so to say you don't want people to talk or to want to choke people. I understand if you don't like it that people are talking about maybe something that concerns you. I understand. And it's okay. It's understandable that you don't like it. But it's evil and wicked to want to obstruct people's voices from being used for the purpose for which they were created in the first place. That's wickedness. You will just see all these plenty things, all these interesting things, all this hot fire, cold water. And you will say, don't talk. If you talk, I will do this to you, I will do that to you, I will report it. For what? Nah. These things are online. Let people talk. You too, come out and talk your own. Come and talk your own. Don't be going after people who want to talk. Talk your own and enter house and sleep well. Instead of wasting time trying to attack people who are talking, use that energy to put your own together, package your own nicely, and bring it out. Talk your own. Everybody will be happy. Everybody will have their freedom of speech, not being attacked for standing for what they personally believe in. You believe in something, express what you believe in, not attacking people for what they believe in. You cannot control people. The biggest misconception on social media is to think that you can control people on social media. You don't even know where they are. Do you know where I am now? I'm talking to you. Okay, you know I'm in the Netherlands, but do you know what part of the Netherlands? Do you know if I'm in the toilet? Do you know if I'm in the bedroom? Do you know if I'm in the living room? Do you know where I am? You don't know. So how do you think you can control me? Do you even know if I'm at your backyard? I'm streaming live. Maybe I'm not even in the Netherlands. Maybe I'm just standing and looking at your house. You don't know. So how do you think you can control me when you don't even know where I am? How can you control me? Oh, you will attack me online. Okay. But then you would still not achieve that thing you want. And that thing is to silence me, put fear in me, send me away, run me off. You will not achieve it. So you will just be a nuisance. Because whatever you do to attack me, you know that me, I know they carry last. Now you go collect better, bigger beating. You and your, not only you, me, I'll give you 2 for the price of 1. You're attacking me alone, or me and my family, no problem. But me, when I come back, you will not be the only one I'm coming for. You and everything connected and attached to you, including the master that you are worshiping. So you can imagine, my own will be louder and broader than you can ever reach. So I'm just here to say, if that is what you want to spend all your life doing on social media, going to look for what people said, who said what, and then looking for how to attack them. That is all you do. You don't come up with your own ideas. You don't come up with your own content. You don't come up with your own analysis. Nothing. You're just waiting for somebody to analyze. You're waiting for another one to cough so that you can attack. Your purpose on social media is to attack and to bully. Your calling is something else. Anyways, I welcome all of you. We are going to continue to analyze. We will continue to analyze. Hey, okay. Where did we stop? We stopped. Now, let's not even go to where we stopped. What are we talking about today? Don T has apologized to Susan. You guys know that when this thing with Susan happened, we said Don was a bully. All of us, yes, we said it. And we even said he was Don Bully. But you know, one thing about life is there are phases and stages to life. Just like we have people. At a point in your life, people might know you to be broke. And they will call you broke. And they will give you that tag, broke. But when you start to do better in life, you stop being broke. Only an idiot would still be calling you broke, knowing that you are no longer broke. You've moved on from that phase of your life. You're now doing well. Or another example, there was a time you were uneducated. You didn't have a job, you didn't have knowledge, you were just ignorant, you're just living, you were just simply living, you had nothing. But then you repair yourself, you repair your life, you evolve, you learn a new skill, and you start to apply that skill. Maybe you start up a shop, a business, and people will see you like, oh, you went to learn how to bake. Now you have a shop where you sell donuts, where you bake donuts. So nobody will be still tagging you as that person who was ignorant, who didn't have skills, you know? So, and that is also what happens on social media. Like I said in the beginning of this video, we come online and we are drowned into a whole lot of things. We are seeing a whole lot. We are immersed in different things, just different people, different opinions. You have to either support one or be neutral or be against one. That's social media. Either you're supporting or you're neutral, you don't care, you just want to watch and enter house quietly, or you are against. So sometimes when you are in your phase of support, you are in that compartment supporting, there are things that sometimes you do that you would think is right. You will be convinced within yourself that this is right. I'm in the truth. I'm in the right. I'm with the right team. And you will do things that are outside of who you really are individually. Sometimes when you find yourself in the midst of some kind of people, they can actually influence you, influence your character, and you start to act like them. And you would even find a way to justify that behavior because you know for yourself that maybe you're a good person. So you would not even want to believe that they influenced you. You would just be acting in your goodness, in quote, but they have rubbed off on you without you even knowing. And I think that happened to Don. He was just acting in his perceived goodness or how he sees himself as a good person, as someone who would protect their own. And he reacted in that manner, the way he reacted. And also, it could be lack of knowledge at the time for him, that he didn't know everything. He just knew Korra and he heard what she told him. He didn't know anybody else inside of this saga. Although he said some people maybe contacted, or some people said they contacted, not contacted, some people said they warned him, maybe in the comment section, like, oh, be careful, but these are strangers to him at the end of the day. Let's keep it real. Let's be honest. These are just comments from accounts. But there he was, standing face to face with Korra, listening to her, smelling her, feeling her touch. Hey, you understand? So you don't expect him to just go by those comments and just say, oh, fine, he should have actually been slightly careful. No matter what, whether they are bots, whether they are real accounts, fake accounts, if you start seeing the same kinds of comments, even if you tell yourself, okay, I should actually also be careful about these commenters, but I will also be slightly careful. Because for all these people to be telling me, be careful, what is that thing about this person? That should have sent off alarm bells in his head, like, something, there has to be something. But we all know that Korra is the grand master when it comes to manipulation and just deceiving you, catching you emotionally, lying to you, making herself the victim. Oh, I'm just alone in America. My family is not here. And all these people just hate me because of my ex-husband. And you tend to just believe her. Like, okay, what is she actually doing? Until you become her victim. Until you realize the real reason why people actually hate her. You will feel it. You yourself, you will go through it. You will pass through it. And then when you start to hate her, you will understand that, this hatred has nothing to do with jealousy. It's just the evil behind this person. Seeing the damage that people are doing in her name. She will never address it. She will never tell them to stop. The only time she told them to get out and go take their meds was when it was affecting her. It was backfiring against her. Their actions started to affect her because they were reporting her ex to CPS, saying that, oh, the child has a white tongue, while she was in Nigeria shaking yash and going naked. They were reporting her ex to CPS. They were calling fire services. They were doing this and that and that. And in the long run, it would bounce back to affect her. Because they will be like, okay, all these reports, maybe these parents are irresponsible. So if it will affect Justin, it will affect her also. If they will take the kids away from these irresponsible people that always putting their children on social media and everybody is reporting, they will take the children away from the both of them. Eventually, because their case file is there and it's big. So when the thing started to affect her, and not only that, not only because they will take the children away, no, but also because many women were emailing her. They were telling her how irresponsible and careless she was as a mother to have left her daughters with her ex. Remember, guys, so she did not like it. She said they were bombarding her with emails, that she was there to finally just be herself and relax. And now that she's getting all these emails, and what is this? Can't she just enjoy herself? Can't she just have peace? That was why she revolted and told them to go and take their meds and go and solve whatever problems and trauma they have in their own lives. Let them leave her alone. If they want to show that they care about her, let them go buy Amazon gifts. That's how they show they care and support her, not calling CPS, not sending her stupid emails. The emails actually got her more upset than the calls to CPS and fire services. That was the only time, because it was affecting her. They were making her feel guilty. Maybe she felt guilty, I don't know, because she really got upset that they were telling her that, what kind of a mother are you? Your child is sick in America. You are in Nigeria. We don't know what you're doing. You're jumping from place to place. Your child is sick. Look at the tongue of your child. They were posting Athena's tongue all over Facebook. They said the tongue was white. Athena's tongue became the face of Meta. brand ambassador of Meta, Athena's tongue. All over, you just go to Facebook, you see Athena's tongue. They made videos, they put up screenshots. Athena's tongue. Sorry, I think my neighbor needs to do some work, so that's the sound you're hearing. You understand? So she didn't like it that they were telling her that, oh, you're careless, and your child is sick, and you are just there. What are you doing about it? You should do something about it, because this man is not going to take her to the hospital. So you have to do something, and you're just there in Nigeria. We are worried for your daughter. Something is going to happen to her. So they were sending her such emails. That was why she came out to do a video and insulted their generation. She even insulted Sweet Peach, telling her that your daughter, some of you, your children have never spoken to you again. We know it was Sweet Peach she was talking to there. Some of you have problems in your own families. You are not talking to your father. Your father has touched you and killed mosquitoes in the middle of the night, and you are here on social media worrying about my child. So she insulted them very well because it affected her. They were disturbing her enjoyment. Otherwise, she would never have done that video. If it was just Justin they were bullying, she would never have addressed it. They never addressed their fans bullying and attacking people. They never do. Only when it is coming back to them somehow that you will see them say, guys, hey, don't do this. So they don't mind their fans doing what they are doing. They don't mind. They don't. But they don't want it to affect them. They don't want you to do it in such a way that it will come back to them and people will hold them responsible. No. Just do it. Keep doing it. But don't use my name to do it. So that they won't think I'm the one doing it. They will not understand that I actually love what you are doing. That is what they do. We know them. We know their style. Okay? So, Don did what he did then because he was in that cult. And like I said, he went by what Korra told him. He didn't know everything. I doubt he even knew about her book then. Maybe she might have mentioned it, but I doubt he read her book. And for me, I will still repeat what I've always said from the onset. Susan went there and commented. Number one, I'm not sure where Susan commented, if it was on Korra's live or Don's live, because I think they were both live. I don't know where she commented, but they were both live, possibly at the same time, and she commented on one of their posts. I will still say it. If you don't want to be insulted, don't go where you are not welcomed. Don't go where your opinion is not appreciated. They will insult you in a manner that you will not like. It's better you go where you know that, okay, these people think like me. I'm not saying you shouldn't watch the people who don't think like you if you want to. I would never tell you, don't watch them. No. Watch, enjoy yourself. This is social media. You pay your internet. Enjoy yourself. I will say, no, don't watch them. Come only to me. I will bring you the news. I will come and analyze. Don't go to them. No. That's idiocy. Don't do that to yourself. Don't let anybody tell you where to go, where not to go, what to watch, what not to watch. Don't let anybody do that to you in your old age. When I say don't go there, is when you go there to watch, let it be just you watching. If you don't want to be insulted, if you don't mind being insulted, go ahead. Take it away. Comment. When they give you bass, you give them bows. You don't mind. Nobody will get angry when they drag you. So you have to know what you can take. You understand? But if you know that you don't want to be insulted, you don't want your comment to be reported, you don't want, why are you hurting yourself by going to write the truth on a platform where they sell lies and you know your comment will not be appreciated? So Susan went there and commented. You know that you can never convince these people. But what she commented that I saw was about the 85-year-old man story that Korra wrote in her book. Okay? And that got me involved in this whole bully story. If it was just that, Susan went there and insulted Korra. For example, if Susan had gone there and just insulted Korra or bullied Korra and they gave her back. Boom, boom, boom. I will not talk. Oh. I will not talk. I will not talk. But in this case, you know what? Me, I love things being done justly. I don't like people being cheated. I don't like people being wronged wickedly. I hate it. I like fairness. Why I really got involved in this Susan situation was that what she commented, the comment that I saw, had to do with a factual event that Korra herself wrote in her book. It wasn't bullying. It wasn't a made-up story. And the comment went like, be careful, she doesn't like young guys or something like that, or you're too young for her, she prefers 85-year-old men, something like that. And based on that, Don went too far. I'm not going to lie. He went boom, boom, boom on her. And I'm like, look, if this Susan had come and bullied Korra, I wouldn't have had an issue with you going hard against her. But this Susan referenced something that really happened. And you went hard on her. You didn't even drag her by her hair. No, you dragged her by something so deep, so personal, not only to Susan, but so many women. I said it also before that I don't know anybody who would say, any adult, let me just say any adult, who would tell me that they've never witnessed anybody having cancer, or they don't know anybody, they've not heard about anybody in their maybe community or family or even friends or colleagues. They've never, I'm talking about adults, yeah, and I believe most people watching me are adults. I don't know anybody who would say, oh, I've never come in contact, or I don't know anybody who has had cancer. That cancer of a thing is different from other diseases. It hits differently. It's a it's a vicious one. It's a vicious one. And people hate that disease. I mean, all diseases are to be hated. But this particular one, people know how, you guys understand what I'm saying. I know someone who has lost their life as a result of this disease. Like in a very, like it took years. You know, when that person has suffered for years and years and years and years and eventually lost the battle. Everybody knows one, at least one person. So when you make such a clap back to someone, you didn't even just maintain the usual social media saga. You now use something that cuts across across people, different people. Everybody will take it personal. Like, okay, now you're going too far. And that is not even the only thing. The other thing people will consider is, but for who are you going this far? They will look at the worthless thing that you are going this far for. They will look at the individual, the thing that throws akpekus free of charge. They will look, they will be like, this thing is not worth you dragging this person to this extent. So it's a combination of anger, like a combination of reasons why people will be like, there's something wrong somewhere. And that is why a lot of people, in fact, that was the moment people were like, okay, this guy, this one we will not collect, we will not take. When he was just friends with Korra, they were going live, people were just mainly like concerned, like just trying to warn him and let him know the kind of person he was hanging out with. But the moment he did this Suzanne thing, people just knew that, okay, you will even be worse if you continue like this. And if this their friendship hadn't died, they would have influenced him so badly. And he would be believing that he's just doing the right thing. He would not know. Sometimes you're doing something very bad and you would not even realize it. You'd be relying on who you know yourself to be, not knowing that something has taken over you. That would have happened to him. He would have been brainwashed. So it was really serious at that time. And a lot of people from the side of truth were really against that state, or let me just say those statements against Susan. They went far, they went deep. The statements were no longer about the 85-year-old man. They were no longer about Korra. They were just about Susan and what Susan went through. It was really mean. It was just, like when you do something to just pain somebody, like I will pain you, it will pepper you, it will enter your bone marrow. That type, yes. It's not even Saga. It is deep. Yes, that type. So I will not lie to you guys. Yes, I was one of those people that were like, this one we will not take. Because this is how it starts. If everybody go and keep quiet now, it will get worse. So we spoke up. Many of us did. We didn't like it, and we made it known that it was not nice. And surprisingly, which I wasn't expecting, I knew that that would be one of the main things he would have to do to redeem himself from that plague. Because now he has fallen out with Korra. He is now seen as someone who is on the side of truth. Yeah. And a lot of people are following him and supporting him now because they are seeing that he sees the truth now. He knows the truth now. He is supporting the truth now. So they are supporting him for that. But while they are supporting him, that stain of Susan was always there. And I knew it would remain no matter how much they support him. That thing, that knowledge that you did something very mean to a woman, that thing would have still persisted. It would have remained. So for me, I always tell you people that I'm not one to tell people to go and apologize. No, you have to feel it. I don't believe in telling, oh, you have to apologize to me. I don't believe in it. Because I'm the one giving myself an apology. I'm the one telling you to apologize. Then when you apologize, you did it because I told you, not because you feel like you need to do it. But I knew that that apology needed to come. I knew it. I just didn't ask for it. I didn't even feel it was my place to ask for in the first place. But I just knew. And anyone with wisdom would have done what he did, apologizing. Anyone with wisdom, anyone with maturity would have done. And I think he also felt that that would be one of the things that would still hold him back and hold people back from giving him full support. And maybe he was still seeing some comments flying around like, oh, he did this to Susan, fine, now we support him or whatsoever, but we cannot forget what he did or what he said. Maybe he was still seeing those comments. And I think that was one of the only things people were really holding against him all this while, even after the fallout. And maybe just a combination of all these factors made him to rethink his actions. Like, okay, what did I actually do to Susan? With what I know now about this story, about this 85-year-old man and stuff like that, maybe he thought about it and came back to himself like, okay, maybe I went too far. Maybe I was actually too harsh. Okay, let me just... And maybe he also told himself, I can imagine how Susan is feeling now. Or maybe I really hurt Susan. Let me apologize to her so that she can let go, so that she can feel good. Or I don't know what went through his mind. But for some reason, he woke up one day and decided to put out an apology. I don't know if Susan demanded for this. I don't know what actually led to this apology. But let's read it together. Maybe we are going to find out the process of him getting to the point of deciding to apologize. Let's read. So I welcome all of you again. We are going to start to listen to the video that's coming up very soon later But for now, let's read this and we continue. He wrote, he said, it takes a strong person to admit when they are wrong. Sometimes that takes processing. To the lady who was the cancer survivor, whoever you are, I do not agree with the mean things you said. Hey, hey, I saw some comments about this statement. People are not accepting this apology. No, not everybody. A lot of people supported him and a lot of people were happy. More people were happy about this apology. They really appreciated him acknowledging wrongdoing and they praised him, commended him for taking this bold step because it takes a lot. Trust me. It's not easy. You would think, oh, he just wrote this. That's all. No. It takes a lot of strength to come out and apologize. It takes a lot. But there are still some people who say, I don't accept it. I don't like this apology. Because he's still saying that Susan said mean things. Well, what do you mean Susan said mean things? Susan only referenced what happened to Korra. And she's warning you that you don't have gray hair in your nyash. Korra had to lick the butthole of an 85-year-old experienced Baba. Do you know the kind of hair that is 85 years old? Do you know how hard the hair is? Like, like barbed wire. No. When, the younger you are, the softer your hair. You see old hair in the yash. You understand? So Susan only referenced the guy, you're young. This girl is experienced. Would you even think, Don, let us even be honest now. When you were hanging out and going to the supermarket and doing live videos and sitting in the studio with Korra, could you envision Korra 10, 15 years ago as a 20-something-year-old girl warming the bed of an old grandfather? Just close your eyes and think back at when you guys used to have fun, laugh, go live together. Did you think, or could you have imagined then that when she was in her 20s, she was an escort? No. No. You just see her like one inexperienced, naive Nigerian girl. She knows more than, I don't want to say your okay, she knows more than my grandmother. She's experienced. You know how you watch a movie, you will watch, the woman and then this happened. That is Korra. What she has done in her life is a movie. From a young age, you can only imagine. In fact, you cannot even imagine. So a lot of these people that watch us and comment, they know, they have read her book, they have heard her videos, her stories, they know. So why would you blame them and still blaming them that they said mean things? The mean things were not lies. They were just things that, okay, we know this, we are just going to say it. So I think I took a screenshot of one of the comments that, okay, why is this still saying, I don't take back what I said? When you know that, I saw a comment like that. I'll see if I can still find it. Not everybody was really satisfied with the apology, but I'll get to that. So let me continue to read. He said, I do not agree with the mean things you said. Oga, you actually don't need to agree. Because when something is factual, you really don't need to agree. Hold on, guys. Okay. So, saying that you do not agree with the things she said, it's a choice not to want to agree with the truth, but the truth is the truth. If you don't agree with the things Susan said, that means you don't agree with the truth. It's not Susan's fault that it happened. It's not Susan's fault that Korra had to survive by following old men abroad. They would fly her to Dubai and other places, and she would go and beg to perform. And they would take pictures and she would post the pictures. Oh, guys, I'm here for work. It's a lie. Sugar Daddy was in the hotel room waiting for her. And she would go and beg. Come and show us the invitation letter to Oman, where you went and you claimed you went there to perform. Show us the booking. Show us how you were booked, how you were paid, how much you were paid. And why are they no longer booking you in Oman, in Dubai? Why? Now that you are even, in quote, bigger than then that you were hustling, why are they not still looking for you to book you? Let's be honest to ourselves. That is what Korra does all over. She will go and squeeze herself there. Just let me show. Let me go on stage. Just let me perform. That's all she needs. That picture, that video, to look like she's actually working is a lie. She's doing yash. Mama yash. So it's not Susan's fault. You can't blame Susan. You don't have to agree with Susan. That is not an excuse to drag Susan. That you don't agree with what Korra did in her past is not Susan's fault. But let's continue to read. She said, he said, I don't agree with the main things you said. However, but before I even go forward, now, I'm saying all these things based on that comment about the 85-year-old man. Possibly, there are other main things that Susan said that I am not privy to, that I am not aware of. If there are, fine, then I understand, or then I would really just feel like, okay, fine, he makes sense. But if it's just about that 85-year-old situation, I don't blame Susan for anything. The only thing I would blame Susan for is going over there to comment. Because they will come for you. You know them. They will come for you. That's the only thing. But for her comment, I don't blame her. Again, if she said other things not relating or not related to this man, this sugar daddy, then so be it. Then I understand and I accept everything here. But if she didn't say any other thing outside of that, then no. The dragging was too much. And the apology is almost like I'm giving you, but I'm not giving you fully. I'm still standing and saying that you said mean things, knowing that the mean things you call mean things are things that the person in question actually told the world by herself. Actually, let's say she sold it to the world on Amazon by herself. So if someone writes in a book and tells us that they are prostitutes, for example, and we know that that person is wicked, and we decide to make reference to their prostitution in a mean way, you can't drag us for that. No, you cannot. You cannot. Especially because we know that this person is wicked and doesn't deserve meekness. This person does not deserve niceness. So this is not the kind of person you go about defending. That is the whole point here. If it was just a normal person with a past, almost everybody has I think everybody has a past. Some just are more, some are deeper and more serious than other people. But everybody has a past. If it was just a normal person with a past, I would say, okay, we don't go about just saying things about their past, okay, because they wrote it or they talked about it. Let's just respect them, pray for them for healing. Everybody would move on. But then, they deserve that kind of rationality. They deserve that kind of understanding and that kind of empathy. They deserve it. Then you'd understand where they are coming from. You'd feel sorry for them. Normal people. But when you have an animal like Korra, there is no empathy, there is no meekness, no understanding. You understand the difference. So when you see people act out on social media, usually there is something behind it. There is always not always, because some people are just mad. They just need to act out. But in most cases, when you see people act in certain ways, try to figure out the underlying reason why they are acting the way they are acting. Always try to find out. Instead of going to look for who you're going to attack, try to understand, okay, why are you doing this? Understand them. Then you will find out that they didn't just wake up and decide to be mean to this person. You will see that they are only retaliating. You will find out. You need to do your research. And this is a lesson to everybody. You meet new people. Don't take them at face value. Try to do some research. Try to search for them on social media. Yes. If you meet a new friend, go and look at their past videos. Yes. Look for them on social media. Look at how they relate publicly before you even try to find out who they are privately. Look at what is being said about them. Look at the things they do. Look at the things they believe in. Look at the things they support. Look at the people that support them, so that you don't become their next victim. Let's continue to read. He said, however, I want to publicly apologize for my part in saying some questionable things publicly. That is not my character. I've had several very dear people pass from cancer. Wow. So, in that moment when Don was saying the things he said to Susan, he stepped away from himself. He forgot who he was. He forgot all the very dear people that he has lost as a result of cancer. He forgot them in that moment. He was not done. He was not himself. He just wanted to be a comedian. He just wanted to be a defender. He just wanted to be a fighter at that point. He didn't remember the impact, physical and psychological impact cancer has on families. When cancer comes, it doesn't affect one person. No. It can affect one person in that family physically and health-wise. But you see, psychologically, everybody is affected. That's how big and wicked that disease is. So Don forgot himself. He wasn't done. Otherwise, if he had remembered, if he was done, that has lost people to cancer, he wouldn't have said 10% of the things he said. He wouldn't have said, haven't you lost enough? You lost your teeth. Because maybe he even has someone that he lost, or someone who had breast cancer. But at that moment, when he was live, he didn't remember that person. He didn't remember. He just saw Susan, he saw cancer, and that was all. But now, with the self-reflection, everything came back. Everything came back in one piece. Like, when you find yourself, you remember who you are. You think about the hurt you put on someone you don't even know, because of another person you actually don't know, that later came back and betrayed you, stole from you, treated your friend or your artist as a nobody. Then you tell yourself, okay, I went too far. Okay, let's read. He said, that's not my character. I've had several very dear people pass from cancer. I do believe that when God gives us a second chance, we should honor it by using our time wisely. I still stand by that statement, okay? But with humility, I ask your forgiveness. Wow. To the people of Facebook, continue to pray for me and Stonii. I am not perfect, nor am I righteous, but I believe in God, forgiveness, and that hearts can change. Let us stand strong, knowing that all things work together for good. Love you all. Okay, so over to you now, guys. What do you think about this apology and where do we go from here? That's the question I have brought to you that we are going to start with before we move to the second phase of this live stream. You can call into the program. I can give us 2-3 minutes for us to call in. I don't know if I have the link. I don't remember because I scheduled this live video like how many days ago? 2 days ago, if I'm not wrong. So I don't remember if I put the link there already, but just check in the description box of this video if you're watching on YouTube. Click on that link if there is a link there that says call in or let's hear your voice or something like that. Click on it and it will bring you into the studio. You can tell us what you think about this apology and where we go from there or what we do with this apology. One thing I'm going to say now is that looking at, wait, let me just see the part that I'm going to point out. When God gives us a second chance, okay, I stand by that statement. Hold on, guys. Hello. Hi, I'm good. Let me put you on speaker. Go ahead, sis.
Okay, good. So I think for Don, right? I'm not holding forth for him, but I just want to talk about the circumstance surrounding. Remember, Don took what's her name? What's her name? Korra as a regular, like as a regular young lady, American, and remember, Americans they are like. And never can tell, you don't know what Quran must have told them. Oh, maybe these people hate me. Don't worry, they hate me. That is why they're always commenting rubbish. They did this. You know how she can easily play victim, right? And how she dramatized the whole thing, even her life, that you can even easily believe her. So maybe at that point in time, right? To me, this is my own opinion. Dawn and Stonii are still timid. They're still naive when it comes to where this girl is. What do I mean? Like they don't know. Like they don't know. They don't know. They don't know. If you even notice this Korra saga, right? It's like the biggest saga so far. I'm sure in your life you know that, oh my goodness, I've never seen this kind of saga before. Do you understand? So they don't know that such a thing can even boomerang. I know that in Hollywood they have so many baby daddy drama and all that, but none is this insane. Do you understand? None has been this insane at all. You can't even tell. None has been this insane. So maybe they must have told Dawn. She must have told Dawn that, hey, these people hate me. They don't like me. They're my ex-husband, this ex-husband, that. You understand? Until remember, Dawn and Stonii, they read everything. They saw it, but they don't want to, like, they don't want any stereotype to cover.
Hold on. Hold on, sis. Hold on, sis. I'm having my continue. Yeah.
So they don't want any stereotype, right, to be cloud their knowledge of Korra. So they wanted to know her from their lens, not from anybody's lens. So they kind of shut down in their mind anything anybody's telling them about Korra. Do you understand? And they wanted to experience her. Oh, she's bad, she's evil, she's this, she's that. To them, I don't care. I want to actually know who this girl is. So it was as time able to know that this girl, she's very careless.
Hello?
Children, 2 girls, and go and sleep. You understand? That was when they started noticing how careless she is, how reckless she is. Because I cannot even my friends cannot even come to my house, and then I will leave my children with my friends and go and sleep. Do you understand? So it was when they come to the house, everywhere is untidy, everywhere is dirty. And then she will make them participate and be cleaning up her house as per free cleaning services. Free labor. Do you understand? And then with time they find out that this girl is so cheap. That she cannot even spend some coins to get things moving. Let me tell you the truth. At Korra's level, Korra is not supposed to be doing some certain things. At Korra's level, she's supposed to be collaborating. Even if it means funding the collaborations. At her level, she's not supposed to subject who she is to Saga. Korra can't eat when there's no Saga. Her life is very chaotic. She cannot eat. She can't make money because she has limited her life to internet sensations, internet trend, internet life. That is what she has reduced herself. I was actually watching, I'm sure that most of us have seen Beauty in Black, right? So one character that struck me in that TV show, in that movie, is the character Felicia. And then you know how you be scrolling on Instagram, because this Beauty in Black is trending. So you see Crystal, you see most of the even Rick Ross, the horrors, you will see most of the arts commenting, they are featuring right now because that movie is trending. So I got to know about Felicia. I've forgotten the name of her. I've forgotten her name. But this girl, she's a dancer. This girl, she's a pole dancer. You need to see this girl on a pole. In fact, this girl, she's a stripper. Or stripper, pole dancer, that is what she is. The role she acted, she actually does that. And guess what? This girl has a dance studio.
Oops, sorry.
This girl has a dance studio. This girl has a master's degree. She has a master's degree, she has a dance studio, and she collaborates. She collaborates with her fellow dancers a lot. And I'm talking to you, this girl, I'm not even sure she's up to 100,000 followers. And while I was scrolling, guess who I was picturing in my mind? Korra. I'm telling you. She can even do better than that lady, that Felicia. Felicia goes on tour with Usher. Well, I call her Felicia because that's her character. That's her character in the movie. I've forgotten her name. But I know she has a studio, the Kiss Studio. The Kiss Studio. That's the Instagram handle. The Kiss Studio, KISS. Do you understand? She has her own dance studio. She mentors. She teaches, and everything professional. Everything strictly professional. And she goes on tour with big artists like Usher. And while I was scrolling, what just came to my mind was Korra. I'm telling you. What just came to my mind was Korra.
What's her name? What's the person's name?
I forgot it, but if you go to Instagram, just go to Kiss Studio. Then you must have seen some collaborations she did with her personal account. Then you see her personal account. That's Artist Studio is the Instagram name of the studio.
Okay.
And as I was scrolling, I was like, oh my goodness, Korra can actually do much more than this. But she has reduced herself to internet fixation. She has reduced herself to what was it called? To trend, to saga. My ex. And tomorrow you say you move on. You will dance like you've moved on. Sing it as a song, dance it. And yet you're still stuck.
Hold on, I still have another visitor here. Guys, hello. Okay. Sorry, I was having in and outs with people coming and coming and coming. So I have to mute and mute, but I think she dropped because I kind of like muted her while she was talking. And so, sis, you can call back. And I think someone also joined the live stream on YouTube. I think the person's initial was A, so you can also relink if you're still watching. So where do I continue? Yeah, I stopped where I said you guys should let me know what you think about this apology and where we go from there. Where we go from here. He has apologized for what he said to Susan or how he handled the matter at the time. And fine, a lot of people supported and commended him for this step. And some other people are not liking the fact that he was still standing on certain things, knowing that those things he's standing on are things you cannot really blame Susan for, but me, if you ask me, I'm still waiting to hear from you guys. If anybody is still here who wants to, okay, let me read comments before I tell you my own. I wanted to hear from you guys first before I tell you. So let me read comments while we wait for people to call in. Yeah, so you can call using the link in the description of this video on YouTube. I don't have the link on Facebook. Let me see. Stonii's dad said she bent over twice for him to see her nyash. He did not pay Korra no mind. Jesus. Korra is a natural whore. There are some people, listen, this is not about bullying. This is not about insulting. There are people who are always horny, or they're not even about being horny now. There are people who have not like a target, but they want to challenge themselves that I'm going to conquer this one. I'm going to conquer that one. There are people who want to be seen. They want to be seen as sexy. They want to be told and acknowledged that they are sexy, they are beautiful, and they can capture any man. So when they see a man or a new man around, they want to be able to confirm again to themselves that, you see, you still got it. So they are going to push that thing. They are going to go that extra mile to throw themselves. They are just people who are naturally whorish. They're just natural whores. There's nothing anybody can do or say about it. They just see a man, something wakes up in them that, okay, this one is a new one with a third leg. This one is a new one. He has cassava. Okay, let me turn my back. Let me turn around. Let me drive him crazy. Even if nothing comes out of it. But they just want to have control over your masculinity. They want to have control over you sexually. They want to do something to you. They want to arouse you sexually. It gives them power. It's sickness, if you ask me. It makes them feel like they have control over your sex organ. There's some kind of, I don't know, and I think she has that thing. Like, okay, this one is a new cassava around. Let's see what we can. Let's see how weak this one is. Let's see how strong this one is. Let's see if this one will fall or will not fall. Let's see if he's going to come and ask for it. That's why she kept pushing with Don. Kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Okay, this one didn't work. Okay, I will try chest. Okay, chest didn't work. Okay, I will try nyash. Okay, nyash didn't work. Okay, I will open my belly. Okay, that one didn't work. Okay, then I will make him feel the wetness of the kpekus. That is what it's all about. Pushing, pushing, and just seeing, just to capture, just to conquer that man's, whatever that man thinks he has, whatever he has that is holding him back. I will break it. You know that feeling of you think you are strong, you think you can withstand my whatever sexual strength. You will see, I will crack down on that. That's what this girl is just, her behavior on social media alone. Her behavior on social media should tell you a lot. If you can open yourself freely and cheaply to strangers on social media. And dressing skimpily is not even it. So don't think it's about her dressing. No, it's about showing your sex styles. I mean, every woman is a cat woman somehow. If you know, you know. But most women, they are cat women in the bedroom. They will show themselves to their partners. But for a woman to boldly show her catwoman side in public, you know, this one is a public show. I don't know, you guys, there is nothing wrong with being sexy as a woman. I always say it. So you are jealous because she's sexy and you are not. Okay, no problem. But most responsible women are privately sexy for men who deserve them. They are not publicly sexy for every man out there, cheaply, freely. That's been a whore. That's been a public dog. There is nothing sexy about that because you're just free of charge. Well, the ones that we know, free, you're free, doing it freely. Doesn't mean you wouldn't also do it as a private dancer, as you call yourself in your book. Private dancer to sugar daddies. It doesn't mean you will not do it privately also. The ones you do privately that we don't know are possibly even more than the ones we see publicly. Going to Asia twice in a week or in 2 weeks. Because you just want to go on vacation. Really? Go and tell that to the mumus. Gather little children and tell them, oh, I just feel like going on vacation, so I went to Asia twice in let's just say in a span of 2 weeks or a month. Really? No, nobody is a little kid. Nobody is a mumu. Let me read more comments before I tell you what I think. So now you guys are still talking about what he said then to Susan. Now that he has apologized, I would really love to hear from you what you think about the apology and where we go from there. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
My phone battery went off.
Oh,
I had
okay.
to use my laptop and then call you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good. So as I was saying then, right, Don wanted to experience Korra by himself, not by what others told him. So it was when events were unfolding. I come to your house, you leave your children, 2 girls, and go and sleep. I come to your house, you make me clean your house because it's dirty. I ask you to come and meet us and so because I want to usher you into a party and introduce you to people there. You did Omachacha, you did Tuzapin, and then went into the party even without even approaching. You understand? So he has seen so many things, and then he's not beginning to connect it with the dots. Wow, all these things these people are saying could be true, could be true, could be true. But he was still, managing the relationship, maintaining it. He doesn't want hearsay and he doesn't want gossip. Until the big one blew to his face. Do you understand? And because he is Stonii's manager, he expressed Stonii working very hard on the song. Hour by hour, day after day. Working so hard on the song. And then, while they are still talking, while they are still negotiating, this girl just ran immediately, yanked them off and uploaded it as if it is her song. I heard where she was telling her fans that it was a technical issue. It was a technical issue where there. It is after they've called her out. This thing happened when did she upload the song? It was not sometime in November last year.
I can't remember.
And then we're in March. She's screaming technical issue because they've called her out. And because Don is not backing down. They're going hard on her. And everybody is blaming her because she knows that she's doing the song.
Yes.
So she needed to cover up, and then she came and started shouting, technical issue, technical issue, technical issue. Meanwhile, you can always edit anything you've uploaded without losing views. But no, she wanted to eat alone and shop alone. After they finished working hard. And that's exactly what she has been doing. That's the kind of abuse. She was abusing everybody that comes her way. That is why they disappear gradually. The same thing she did during Elma. Remember that the time she was with Elma? When Elma gave birth, this girl blocked about Elma's death. Even before Elma. It was from Korra that we got to know that Elma has given birth. From her house, she was blogging about it, went to the hospital, carried camera on baby's face. To tell the whole world that another person has given birth. So she takes advantage of people so much. So much. So, not that I'm holding forth for Dottie, but this is what I think or what I feel that happened.
So you think the apology should be accepted and everybody should move on and put it behind them?
I think so, because especially when he said that what he said was in public, and that is why he's actually coming out in public to say or to do this. I think so. Do you understand? I think so. That the apology should be accepted, and I like the way he put it. I ask for your forgiveness. It's not like I apologize. No. When they ask you to apologize, you say, I'm sorry. I have offended you. I'm seeking for your forgiveness. Not when they say apologize, say I apologize. I apologize is not apology. It's pride infused into an apology statement. But there are key words you have to say that makes it genuine. Do you understand what I mean? And remember, all these things could have been avoided when Don and Stonii confronted her and told Korra, you should not be doing this. All this could have been reversed. Oh, I didn't know. Maybe this is my first time of using distro kit, which is a lie. She has been using distro kit anyway. But let's assume she can give us. Oh, this is the first time I'm using distro kit. Or maybe this is the first time an artist is featuring me, so I don't know how it works. Okay, please, can we come over and work it out?
Yes.
You understand? All these things could have been avoided, but because her life dwelt on trend, on clouds. Even these people didn't give her, even they didn't give her the clout she has been wanting until she opened her mouth.
Yeah.
She offended somebody, they all kept quiet. Until in a live video, she now opened her mouth. She said, those people that are looking for clout. And Dottie having some level of ego or some level of pride in him, said, no, this is not actually what happened. This is what happened. Unlike probably IJ Praise that probably walked away just silently. So many people that walked away just silently. But Dottie said no. And unfortunately for her, she cannot shout white supremacist. You know, if it is justice, white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy. Dottie is black, black, even blacker than her. So she cannot even shout white supremacist.
Right, thank you.
And Dottie, remember, 1 minute, I remember blacks, you don't F with blacks over there. Do you understand? If you want, then you try and see. You don't fuck with blacks over there. That is why all of them just turned to gospel musician. Even Nancy, even Korra, they all left everything to God. Yes, that was because God is black. That is why all of them just left everything to God and started singing gospel songs. Because it is not. It's not just something that is very civil, that has reputation. Remember, Dottie does not have any license to lose. Remember, Dottie does not have any license to lose. He is self-employed. He's not working for anybody. For you to go and start looking for the employer. Remember that our house girl? They went to start looking for her dance studio, the employer, and they destroyed everything for that girl. So Dottie is self-employed. Dottie has her own talent. There's no license for them to go and start pursuing. So they have lots to lose. And guess what? Dottie can even decide, you know what, I want to crystallize myself and deal with this girl. But that is why they have evaluated all these things, and they went and started singing gospel song and saying, we'll leave it for God. God knows. God knows. We'll leave it for God. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, they are leaving it for God finally, but they didn't leave JD for God, because for them, JD is so easy to capture. They can blame it on racism and whatnot. Okay, we have another. Let me see. We just added someone on YouTube. Okay, let me see. Okay, just go ahead. You guys can talk. Okay, let me listen to. Hold on, sis. If you just called in on WhatsApp, can you hold on a second? Let's just listen to the person on YouTube, because that person was actually there before. So hold on, okay?
Okay.
All right. Hello, who do we have on YouTube?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you, blessing. I just want to put in my little input quickly. I wouldn't be long. You know, with all that you said, you're asking our opinion. In my opinion, I think we should forgive him. Knowing that what he did he did it not knowing certain things. After the fact, now I guess his knowledge is a bit different. He comes out and make a public apology. Yes, he did. We don't know what else he heard or what the other party had said, if she had said anything before that. But based on what we are, with the facts that we have, you know, everybody deserves a second chance. You know, it's like when you get to your new husband or your new boyfriend, you believe everything that they tell you.
Yes.
Until they start to show themselves differently. So for me, I can forgive him for that, you know, because he comes up. It takes a lot out of people to come forward,
yes, I
publicly, and to say, I am sorry, I am wrong, I apologize. Please do accept my apology. So for me, I can forgive him for that.
Okay. Okay. Do you think Susan has forgiven him?
I don't know who Susan is, and if she is more on the godly side, I think she would forgive him. I think so. You know, because you don't want that resting on you. I mean, she would have bigger things going on in her life with what she's dealing with, to come and add that level of stress or issues on her head with what he said. You know, people say mean things. We see it all the time on the internet. So for me, I can forgive him for that.
Okay. All right.
That's just my opinion.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Let me go back to the last caller. Let me see if I can still get her. Hello.
Hi, Blessing.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi everyone. So my contribution is gonna be like a little different. To me, the apology is not genuine. Yes. I see like a lot of ego in there and reluctancy. I feel like he's just doing it for the public and for the Facebook people that they getting all this attention right now, and they see that what they did was wrong. I'm not saying at least he realized it. That's a good part, but he's not doing it genuinely.
Like he's doing it. You think he's doing it to please people so that they can fully support him?
100%. Yes. I'm not a fan of either of them because people were trying to reach out to them to tell them about this person, and they saw red flags, but they still continued to hang out with her because they needed something from her the same way she wanted something from them. So the apology, if you read it, to me, is not genuine. It's like ego. It's full of ego. I don't even want to say the word because they've used it so much. To me, I feel like it's got some kind of narcissistic traits in there as well.
Wow. Which one? Which part of it? Which part of it has that trait?
Just reading everything. Like when I read it, I don't see it like it's like apologizing to the woman and then bringing back like everything back to me. If I'm the woman, I will just forgive, because when you forgive somebody, it takes that burden out of you. It like release some kind of weight from you. So if I'm the lady, I'll do it. I'll just forgive, and I'm not gonna be crossing path with you. I'm just gonna be on my own side. You be on your own side. But I can forgive because I remember before they realized who Totoyo's was, you actually analyzed a little bit of that video that he did, and that was not a good thing. If you know you've lost people that are close to you from such disease, that disease that is so bad, that is killing so many people, and then but you still went ahead and said all of those things to that woman. So at that point, you are not thinking about all those people you've lost. But now you want to come tell us that, oh, you've lost several people to such disease. Like, why didn't you think about that before? Because this woman has a second chance. Like, it's not everybody gets that second chance with that disease. That is a very, very bad disease. And you sat there because of an Olosho person.
Yes.
Insulting that woman. But the woman can forgive just for her to get the burden out from her. But to me, the apology is not genuine.
Wow.
Thank you, Blessing.
Thank you, sis. Whoa. Okay. So I'm still waiting to hear from more people before I give you my own. Let me read. I was reading comments. Someone said on Facebook that his eyes have cleared from the juju. And another person said, especially when all three started laughing, I thought they were disgusting. Hey. Let me see. Let me read more comments before we continue. Someone says, may I never lack that I have to do something like this. Talking about what Korra had to do to survive. You guys go Google potty or potty potter. What girls do in Dubai. There are a lot of rich people in Dubai that do fetish stuff with girls from Uganda, from Kenya, from Nigeria. They will tell you to open your mouth wide. They will pee in your mouth, for example. They will give you lots of money. Yeah. You understand? But a lot of girls do it not for fun. No, not because, oh, I'm enjoying it. I like the taste of peace. It tastes like orange juice. No. They have to survive. Korra had to survive. She walked away from home. She left home. She left home, prodigal daughter. She left home. Many of you had your fathers raise you, whether they had money or they didn't have money. They raised you. They tried their best with the little that they had. They did their best for you. But Korra had to fend for herself. She had to survive. She left home. She had to feed. Not like, oh, I have a father, I'll just go back home. Father will provide, mother will cook, we will eat, even if it's not much. No, she had to look for, okay, what will I have for breakfast? As a teenager, it's not common in Nigeria. No, it's not. The worst you will really see that is common, people are poor, they don't even have breakfast. But for you to just see a girl roaming around, when you see like girls roaming around, they are like big girls, or let me say girls that have grown, now roaming around, sleeping around. Okay, they are no more with their parents. But teenagers, it's not common that a teenager will just walk away from her father's house and go and be looking for what to eat. And she will hide behind, I'm performing. What kind of belly dancing do you want to go and do in Dubai that the real Arabians don't know belly dancing? It's you that they will come and hire. They will book you to come and do belly dancing. That's where belly dancing. Where is the origin of belly dancing? What do you want to belly dance with all the bones in your ribs? She was so skinny. It's not now that she has injected herself with cellulite. So she go and look at her old pictures when she was 20 something before she met JD. Miss Pepeye. Do you people know Miss Pepeye? Google Miss Pepeye. So what belly, what hips did she go there to fling in Dubai that they will say, oh, we booked you? Who booked you? A sugar daddy took her there. But she knows how to play the game. She would look for where she can perform. Can I perform here? Oh, do you need someone to perform? Oh, I can actually dance, I'm an artist. Can I perform? That's what she does. And she will get those pictures, those videos, and she will use that as a cover up. But she went there for nyash business. How much did you pay? The people that booked you, how much did they pay for your flight? They didn't book you. They didn't fly you to Dubai. A sugar daddy did. But till today, you are still posting those videos. Oh, look at me in Oman. Oh, you didn't tell them that Mr. O, 85-year-old Mr. O, flew you to Lusaka in Zambia, flew you to Oman in the Middle East. You didn't tell people, but you are proudly showing the video. You didn't show people your tongue. You didn't show people your tongue that did the heavy lifting. That's why I can never respect her. I don't care how many videos she posts. Oh, look at her in 2001. Look at her performing. What price did she pay? No, no, no. Who hired you? Who booked you? We have someone here on stage. Hello, 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 sis.
Hello, Blessed. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I just wanted to chime in about Don. I'm not going to lie, when I first saw him, the first thought that came to me was like an ass kisser, a brown noser. Um, it really hurts me that he made that statement to Susan because I lost my sister 3 years ago to cancer that spread it throughout her whole body, leaving behind 5 boys, one that's severely disability and gonna need care for the rest of his life, not having his father around. And Don, you mean to tell me you come on national TV knowing that you have a following to say some nonsense about that when you have a best friend, alleged best friend that's sitting right beside you, who mama croaked herself with the same disease, and you come out your mouth knowing that you had a loved one to die from that terrible disease, and to say that and look and laugh about it like you a 12-year-old little boy, Don, that was not right. That was not cool. And let me give you a tip, Korra and the Hurrians, for anybody that might have a mother or close one close to you that died of cancer. Guess what? it's gonna hit you. It's gonna hit your sisters. If it was environmental, you might get lucky, but if it was that in that DNA, either you gonna get it, your kids gonna get it, or your sister gonna get it. So while y'all sitting there mocking people who didn't die of cancer, you better be going to get a genetic testing to make sure you and your daughter's not gonna end up with it. Love you,
Hmm.
blessing. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
guys, and God bless everybody.
Too. Wow. They even did AI to celebrate Don's statements. They did AI videos pushing Susan. Me, I said they were pushing their mother off the staircase, not Susan. They were pushing their mother. They did AI to bully even extra. Hello, we have someone here. Nicole,
Hi, good morning.
good morning. How are you with your soft
I'm
voice?
I'm well, thank you. I'm actually a silent watcher for years, but
Mm,
I just need to put my little input on this forgiveness thing.
mm,
I truly believe that forgiveness comes from God,
mm,
and it doesn't matter what others think about the what persons say, like asking for forgiveness from another person.
mm-hmm,
But I know that the persons who ask for forgiveness, if
mm-hmm,
the person that they are asking for forgiveness from doesn't accept it,
mm-hmm,
and God accepts it,
mm-hmm,
there there's nothing that anybody else can do about it. And if the lady doesn't want to accept it, that's
mm-hmm,
up to her too, because at the end of the day, we all will have to give an account to God for ourselves. And
mm-hmm,
when we ask for forgiveness, God is going to forgive us despite whatever anybody else wants to think, anybody else wants to say, because that's what He is here for. When we sin, when we do wrong, when
mm-hmm.
we turn away from Him, He wants us to come back to Him to say, God,
Yes.
I am sorry. And if, as I say, the other person doesn't want to accept the forgiveness, it's up to them.
Mm-hmm,
So I truly believe that, and others are saying that he's not doing it genuinely.
mm-hmm,
We don't know. God sees the heart of a person. We only see the outside, and we assume other things.
mm-hmm.
So that is my intake on that. We just
Yes,
have to learn.
mm-hmm.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I fully understand what you just said, but on the other hand, we all have the power to think about something. So the question was actually, what do you think? Do you think, okay, so someone said they don't think it was genuine. I think we all think something, we all feel something towards this apology. Even if we all know that God is the ultimate and it's all up to Him at the end of the day, but what do we as humans think about what another human put out there?
I understand, yes, but I'm saying that it doesn't have anything to do with us. God has the final say. If He forgives that person, all right, let me give you an example.
Okay, so you don't feel anything about the apology. You don't think, what do you don't think anything, you don't feel anything?
He asks for forgiveness, and that, as I'm saying, if Susan wants to accept it, it's up to her. But if he asks God, if Don asks God for forgiveness, nobody else can say, oh, God's not supposed to forgive him he because of what he did. God is a forgiving God. And despite whatever we do in this life, God is going to forgive us as long as we
Mm-hmm.
go to him.
True.
That's my point. I am saying, even if it's not genuine, he asks for forgiveness, and it's not up to us to assume that it's not genuine or not. God knows, and that is why we have to like just leave everything to God.
Okay, before you continue, I'm going to read a comment on Facebook. The comment says he's only apologizing because he no longer speaks to Korra. And at least he should have found out the person's name who he was apologizing to, but he said whoever you are, and that's not a name.
And yes, um,
He said, okay, I put the comment or the apology here. He said to the lady who was the cancer survivor, whoever you are. So this comment is saying that he should have found out the name of the person to come and apologize instead of whoever you are. That's not a name. What do you have to say to that?
all right. He should have researched to find the name, yes, to directly speak to her. If he doesn't know, or if he doesn't want to go find out, Susan know that it goes to her because he had not offended anyone else.
Mm,
You understand? So if it's for you, you take it. If it's not for you, you just leave it alone. And if you want to assume stuff, that's up to you. But all I'm saying is the thief on the cross, during the crucifixion, he asked God for forgiveness, and straightway he was forgiven. Doesn't matter what he did. You understand what I'm saying? So
mm,
for forgiveness is not for us to assume or to think that we have to be in it. It's between God, Don, and Susan.
mm,
So whatever Don says, whatever even if he didn't like name her,
mm.
God forgives him if he asks for forgiveness, if he does it with a genuine heart. And if it's not with a genuine heart, God knows, and it's up to him and Don, God and Don, to take that matter up when we have to face him on that day.
Okay.
I
So
am a
this
Christian, so I'm gonna go the
the
biblical way.
Christian the Christian direction. Okay, so if after hearing and seeing everything that has happened with this case, what would you advise not only Don but every other person out there based on this thing? What would your advice be to avoid things like this?
Think before we speak.
Mm,
Just a think before you say, because words cannot be taken back,
mm,
and words do hurt, and the persons will actually go in depression. Persons, it will affect people. So
mm,
we have to be careful of what we say, and because sometimes we say things and we don't realize that it offends a person, you
mhm,
know
mhm,
so we just have to be careful with what we say. Sometimes we have to think, or all the time you have to think, because we don't know the type of person we are talking to.
mm,
Everybody is different in their own ways. You will say something to one and it doesn't affect that person, but
mhm,
you go to another person, and they will take it to another level. So we
mhm.
have to be careful with what we say, and just move along, because at the end of the day, for me, I believe that everyone, as the Bible says, everyone will have to give an account
Yes.
unto God for himself. So we can't go to God and say Don did something wrong to Susan, and we wanted Don to apologize genuinely. Sorry,
Mhm.
it's not for us. It's not for us. We
Okay.
have to search ourselves. Sorry, we have to search ourselves personally, and and just do what is right in the sight of God.
Mhm. Now, you're a Christian, and I can imagine that not everybody watching and listening to us today are Christian. So, looking from the Christian perspective, do you think what Don did was Christ-like? Do you think he sinned? Do you think it's something that a Christian can do actually?
No,
Okay.
no, it wasn't right for him to do. And as we are all watching, he didn't know about the other person that he was defending. Well, he never did a research, rather, on the person that he was defending.
Mm,
So, as I say before, we just have to think before we speak, so we do not like offend people. Because at the end of the day, um, even with that, we'll have to give an account to God for all the words that we say, the things that we say also.
mhm.
So we
True.
just have to be careful with whatever we say.
True.
I mean, I've been watching all you guys for years now, but I used to comment, but the bullying and whatever, and I never used to comment anything bad, but
Wow.
the bullying and all that, the bullying thing and all of that, I just kind of just just watch now, because it kind of keep me like occupied at times,
Yeah.
and to see what is happening around the world, but apart from that, I just wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
We just have to search ourselves and make sure
Yes.
that our hearts, our soul is right with God, so
Mm.
that when he comes back, to pay every man according as his work shall be, as the Bible states, that we will have, we will be ready, because trust me.
Wow.
Trust me, I'm Jamaican.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yes, I'm Jamaican. Yes, I'm
I was
Jamaican.
thinking Eastern European. I don't know why. I was thinking you're from Eastern Europe, but okay.
Yeah, I'm Jamaican.
All
So
right. Nice to have you here today on the show. Call in more regularly, please.
I watch you every day. Sometimes, honestly,
Oh,
I like
really?
I have like church service, like going on, but I see you. You're live, and I
Oh.
kind of run out, because the thing is that I really watch you on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't want to miss the comments, because I don't get them after. So I
Oh.
kind of like, I'm
Mm,
on my iPad with one thing, and I'm on the television with one thing,
uh,
kind of in between
yeah.
watching
Oh,
stuff.
that's nice. That's nice to hear. That's nice. Thank you. But don't go yet, because I have a lady here who I think maybe she has something to contribute to you, and maybe you guys can spark another conversation from there. Go
Okay.
ahead. A.
I blessing and the caller.
Uh-huh.
You know, as the Bible says, we're human, right? And we all do err, and that is why we have God, or we have Jesus, because He said, "If you will confess your sins,
Mm,
He is faithful and just
mm,
to forgive you and to cleanse us
of all
all from
unrighteousness.
unrighteousness."
Mm,
So, if we are truly followers of the Word, we know that the ultimate decision now is only God can do certain things.
mm,
But for that young man to come out and make a public apology like that,
mm,
because when he tried to disgrace her, he did it publicly.
mm,
And it takes a whole lot of man and human being to do what he did. And for the apology, on the side of the apology I'm speaking on,
mm,
and for him to come out
mm,
publicly and say,
mm,
"Look, I was wrong." He didn't say, "And I apologize." He said, "I'm asking you to
mm,
forgive me."
mm,
You know, I think that is great, So
mm,
all the other things, we're gonna leave it for the thing, the stuff that we cannot answer or do as human beings.
mm,
But I think that was good on his behalf.
mm-hmm. And
I
sis,
see him now in a different view,
like,
because
yeah.
he accepted that what he did was wrong. He went too far, not knowing what he was in.
Mm,
Yes, we all should do research, but as I said, we're human and we have
mm,
to err.
mm,
We all didn't just turn adults like this. We walk, we run from baby, we creep, we crawl, we fall down, burst mouth, burst lip, bruise knees,
mm,
until we stand. And even as adults, we do fall. We make mistakes all the time. And we
mm,
will continue to up until we die.
mm,
Life is a learning lesson. It didn't come with a manual. So
mhm,
we live, we err, we learn. You
mhm.
apologize, you move on. I applaud him for that.
Okay. Okay. Before I ask my next question, I want to say I see someone trying to join also on YouTube. You use the link, but you didn't grant access to your mic. So you cannot join, or the system will not allow you. Okay, I think the person opened their mic now, so I've added the person. But one thing, it's not even a question I want to ask. One thing I want to say based on the two people we have listened to here on YouTube is that clearly what Don did at the time he did it not Chris was not Christ-like, yeah. And
Yes.
that just kind of like brings me to a new lesson that look, everybody can sin still, no matter whether you're a Christian, whether you are born again, whether you go to church. Knowing God and knowing the Bible doesn't mean you can never do wrong. Because a lot of people believe, oh, because I go to church, then I know what I'm doing, then I'm not hurting people. But from everything we've heard so far, Don erred, right? And he is a Christian. So if he can err, if he can do wrong in the sight of God, that means we shouldn't just carry this Bible of a thing on our head and just believe so much in, oh, I'm a Christian, so I'm doing everything right. No, you can also actually, maybe you are even a Christian now and you are a bully. And you would think because you go to church, you are not a bully because you know the Bible. So it's a lesson to us that no matter how Christ-like we think we are, we can also sin and wrong people.
Amen. Yes.
Yeah, Blessing, can I just interject there a little bit?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. How's everyone doing today?
Hello.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. So you just mentioned, as Christians, sometimes I find like we all, including myself, we just really have to be very careful. I don't know if we all remember the story in the Bible. I think, I'm not sure, was it Paul or somebody? Like somebody had sinned, and Jesus was like, they wanted to stone the person, and Jesus
Yeah.
was
He
like,
said, the person without sin cast the first
yeah,
stone.
let the person without sin cast the first stone. I know,
Was it
as
a prostitute?
no,
Yes,
not,
it
was
was.
Yes.
it the
It
prostitute? Yeah,
was
I
a
can't remember.
prostitute.
Yeah. So, and that goes to say that, I mean, we call ourselves Christians, and what's the meaning of Christians? We are trying to be like Christ. Is Christ like? We are not
Like.
Christ.
Mm-hmm.
We are trying to be like Christ,
Mm.
which means that all of us in one way or the other. And let's just be very careful when we try to use a heavy hammer on anyone, because Don's offense was maybe that he came and he said some not so nice things about Susan. However, we are all quick to jump on and take on it and run. We all sin in our own way. Maybe it's little white lies we tell every now and then. Maybe it's bullying, like you say. Maybe, So if somebody comes up and asks for forgiveness, I really don't think it's our place to start, find using a fine comb to dig through. Was this apology authentic? Was it valid? Was it no? First of
But
all,
God has given us the power and the free will to be able to think for ourselves and
Mm-hmm. To
also
choose.
judge.
We
yes,
have a choice.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
So,
But God has also told us, the Bible also says we should not judge people. The Bible also says that we can think, which is our right to think. However, like especially in this case that he has come out to ask for an apology, I think that it's up to Susan now whether she wants to accept the apology or not, and it's in her best interest even, because like they say, even like when you hold on to a grudge, you're like kind of hurting your own self, rather than the person else. I'm pretty sure even that for Susan's health, for her mental well-being, when I can only imagine how hurtful those comments were when they were made. But I am really trusting God that she was able to let it go and release it, because it would have been causing more harm to herself to be
Mm-hmm.
holding on to that. Even before he asked for forgiveness, it was in her own best interest to just let it go and forgive him for her own health and her own well-being. But I'm just saying, for all of us here, I don't think it's really in our own best interest to start using a fine comb. I know that he still is giving an apology and kind of justifying maybe why he said it or why he did not say it, which it's still coming from a place of ignorance, I believe. I don't still think that he has had a chance to really go and read through Ko's book to see the things that she put there. So he's still talking from a place of ignorance. And just the fact that even though he's ignorant, he still asks for apology. I think it's a big step. And I think that as humans, same way, like if I do something to you tomorrow, Blessing, and I come back to you and say, I'm sorry, I would like for you to accept my apology. Let's also just extend the same grace to others as Christians. It's just what
Amen.
I would like to say.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you have any question or if any of the panel members
No,
have
I
any.
just got one little input in there. You know, this is how I see Don. He has made his mistake, huh? And the backlash that he got from that comment or whatever he said to Susan, he wasn't feeling good now that the flower has started to open out and he is seeing it in a different light. Then he's saying to himself, can you imagine how he must have wrestled with that? My goodness, did I really say that about that to that woman? Now with what I am learning or what I am seeing, or was I stupid? Oh, maybe I was. What was I thinking? You know what? I got to apologize.
Yep.
I have to try to redeem myself from this. You know, we have a little thing we sing in Sunday school. I'm going to lay down my burdens down by the riverside. He came and he apologized. So he took that burden off of him. And in my opinion, I felt it was genuine. He didn't come and say, "Oh, I am sorry, Susan. I'm sorry. I didn't." No. Can you please? I am asking you to forgive me. I am sorry. So he laid that burden down. He unburdened himself from that.
Yeah, and the Bible says when we know better, we do better.
Do
So
better.
he knew
There you
better.
go.
Now he's doing better because he
Yes.
now knows better. And I bet you eventually, if he gets to even read the book and even gets more enlightenment around this issue, he may come back and also say something. So that's just a message for all of us because we make mistakes. But when we know better, we should strive to do better.
Better, yes.
Okay,
So
now that you all have said all those things, we shouldn't forget it's not like using a fine comb, it's about reality, real life, and learning lessons. We shouldn't forget that even after he said those things, Korra stood there laughing with him. They enjoyed it. Not only that, there were people there who enjoyed it, but not only that, the Stonii that everybody is now supporting also doubled down. She came and she acknowledged and said, yes, he did the right thing. So do you think it would be right for people to expect the same Stonii to also apologize for even condoning a behavior like that?
No,
yes.
absolutely, Blessing. Yeah. If she
Yes.
did
He should.
condone to it, she should also apologize. But an apology is not something that should be asked of
No,
Ask
no,
someone.
for.
It
I'm
should,
not doing that.
yeah, she has to come to the realization that, okay, what I did here was not right by this person. And the Holy Spirit has to chastise her and she has to feel that need to come out and ask for apology, not because we are talking about it here, because it's very easy for her to come and use her mouth and just say, oh, I apologize when it's not really coming from
Coming
within,
from a heart.
from the heart, you know? Yeah. So let's give her time. Whenever she gets chastised and she realizes that, oh no, I really did wrong by this person, then she will come out and extend her own apology.
But I must say honestly that although I did not see her video, I read comments of people saying, oh, she also supported what he did, that she came live the next morning and she said, oh, by the way, the way Don handled it, that's the right thing. You don't go about, like how you support someone now for whatever they did. So I didn't see her video. I'm just saying what I read, what I learned. So I don't know 100% if she did that, but just telling you what
I think one of the videos that she did, I think she came out to say that not everything Don does she agrees with us. So I might assume, and I
Yes, I
say
heard that. I
assume,
saw that too.
yes, I might assume that she might have been referring to that that specific incident. But while in sin, we're gonna sin, and we don't care what we do, what we say, who we hurt, whatever it is. It is sin. And then no one is perfect, but we have to strive towards perfection, because that is what God is looking to us for. And of course, we're gonna slip up at times, even in our thoughts. We think bad about people. Nobody didn't hear us, nobody didn't see us doing anything, but God knows. And that is why we have to strive towards pleasing God. It's not about man. And that is where the place I am at now. It's not about man. It doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what you do. I am striving to please God, because at the end of the day, He is the one that I will be answering to. I will not be answering to anybody else of whatever they have done here on earth. So we just have to strive to be perfect, and it's not easy. And that is why we have the chance to go to God for forgiveness every time, every day, with our thoughts, our actions, whatever it is. We sin, and we get a chance to say, Lord, forgive me. And if I have hurt anybody else, I'm asking you to forgive me also,
Yes.
because
So
the other
true.
person might not want to forgive me. But I know that when I'm at peace with God, I'm peace and peace.
Okay,
some
let's.
Sorry, some people wouldn't understand what peace means.
Yes.
You live every day, just it's so relaxing, it's so comfortable, even though the world around you is at war, and chaotic. You're just at a place where you're just I can't even explain. I can't even find the words to actually describe this peace that God gives. We don't have to be around bullying and warring with each other. Everybody has their own opinions, and we have to accept it whether we like it or not. We just have to accept it. So
Oh, absolutely. I was just going to add to what you just said there, Blessing. I think this is a character that we should try to emulate. Let's encourage people to come out there. I mean, it's a first step. He may not have done it right in our eyes or in some people's eyes, but making a public apology, it's something that we should encourage. We should not
Yes.
make and discourage, because I think by us, like I said, fine comb or whatever, like us really trying to say, oh, he didn't do it right. It's some people out there who may be thinking to come out and make apologies, may be like, no, it's not even worth it, because this is what I may go through. So I think
Yeah.
it's something that we should commend and encourage it, and we can have conversations as to how it can be done better. And I know the sister here just said, if there's somebody that I have offended, they should be asked. Apology should not be generic. If I've offended you, Blessing, I cannot come to this forum and I'll be saying that, oh, if there's anybody here that I've offended, I am asking for apology. No, I'll be like, Blessing, this is what I did on this day, and I am sorry, and would you forgive me? That's a genuine apology,
Genuine
not
apology.
a
Yep.
generic apology. Or if there's anyone here that I have, so
Whoever you
we
are.
live, we
I
live,
was just
we live
sorry.
and learn. We
I
live
was
and
just
learn.
I was just saying, in general, if you offend anyone, then it is for you to go out and ask them
Oh,
personally
okay,
for
okay.
forgiveness.
Okay, I'm gonna answer a call. Hello, who do I have here on WhatsApp?
Hi, listen, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Greetings, hope all is well.
Yes, thank God.
Okay, I just wanted to share my opinion. And my opinion is coming from what I feel when I read the apology and about the whole entire situation. Because we have to go by, we can't just look at the words and say, oh, this, that. No. Be honest with yourself. What do you feel when you read it? Number one, and I'm going to be controversial. Susan was throwing shade. Okay? Because it is not only 85-year-old men that we see Korra with. So that's number one. she was trying to use the information that Korra wrote about herself against Korra. Okay?
Yes.
So she was throwing shade. I mean, when you're throwing shade, we know this. This is what you came here for, is to throw shade. Blessing is a shade thrower. We accept that.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? All right, cool. When I personally read Don's apology, I felt like he was still arguing for his right to say what he said.
Then you'll be like, why are you apologizing then?
Exactly. It was conditional. It wasn't, I was under the influence of something and I acted out of character and I should not have went that far. Period. You get what I'm saying? But trying to justify why you did what you did while you're supposedly apologizing is very double-minded. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is what I am feeling. Now, is his apology sincere? It possibly is. I don't know, but I'm telling you from what I felt while I was reading it, that is what I felt. And let's address this thing about Christianity as well. I had mentioned something before about, going to church, having the Holy Spirit, but not discerning this person. His mom was following her and she's a deacon.
Wow.
She couldn't discern that. Is the Holy Spirit really real? Is it working? Those are just rhetorical questions. I'm not blaming anyone or judging anyone. I'm just asking questions. Okay? Is the Holy Spirit working through her? Is the Holy Spirit real? And thirdly, we have so many different versions of Christianity. In the States here, we have a version called Christian nationalism, right? Where the white... No, for me, I used to be a churchgoer, right? And the rules and the things that they tell me did not match with what I was feeling from the God inside of me. So, do we have to go to church or be Christians to know right from wrong? Do we know when we're harming someone by the feeling that we get inside of us? Because we all have that. We all have that to say, am I doing the right thing here? I'm not bashing Christianity, don't get me wrong. I call Jesus Yeshua because I'm trying to get closer to the version of this person that is talked about. I want to know the real one. I am a very genuine person. I'm not here for kicks and giggles. I'm not here to follow some protocol or to look good. My image is not important to me. What's important to me is my heart. Is my heart right? And so, once again, when I read the apology, it felt it didn't settle right with me. No, like I said, he may have been genuine, but for me, it didn't settle with me. And that's all I have to say.
So I don't know if anybody wants to react here on the panel to...
Yes, I have something to say, Blessing. And thank you very much for your contribution there, sister. You did highlight the fact that Susan was throwing shade, and I think when I read Don's apology, he's coming from a place where, okay, even though Susan was throwing shade, I think I may have overreacted. I could have called Susan. Yeah, I could have called Susan out, but maybe I took it overboard. And I think that's how, because he's not advocating for how Susan came through, but he's still saying, he's owning the fact that, okay, he overreacted. And that's how I am looking at it. I'm not looking at it like he's not being genuine. He's still trying to caution himself and everyone else in like, okay, let's be careful how we say things. We can say things. We can we come here like Blessing. She does a phenomenal job with her analysis, stating facts, saying things. But the way Susan said it, we've all agreed that it was shade. It was not just coming out and
Okay,
saying,
sis, what
yes.
changed Don's mind? Did he find out more? Did he, because he didn't tell us, oh, now I know better, Susan. Now I understand where you are coming from. He didn't say that. So we don't even know what made him
Well,
apologize.
exactly. He didn't say so. And just so you know, like, I mean, that would have been one heck of a lengthy apology if he had to come and start saying the background. We are just assuming here now. I am assuming that he knows better now.
What
And
does
so
he know? What is
he
that
knows,
better that
yeah,
he knows?
okay, he understands maybe people on the other side now who maybe quote and unquote they say the true shade, or maybe people who come out with the truth. We even talked about, somebody mentioned even bullying here. When people state facts, they call it bullying. The bullying
Mm,
is a word now that people just throw around because they think that they will use that to intimidate people, to stop them from coming out and saying the truth. So he's calling, I think it's a wake-up call even for all of us here. We say things. Let's make sure that we say facts and stick to the facts. We don't need to sugarcoat it. We don't need to make it look fancy. We don't need to look it. State your facts and leave it at that. So he has probably come to understand that, oh, all these people who used to come on this um girls or this ladies platform and say all these things, oh, they have a point. Maybe he has talked to a few people and realized that, oh, this is where they're coming from. And so now he knows a little better than what he knew before. He probably took her at face value when he met her. So now he knows a little bit more. He has experienced some of it himself. Stonii has experienced some of it herself. So he knows a little bit better now. And that's why I'm saying that his apology to me, he's still saying that I took this overboard. I would still have called this out, but maybe not in the way I did it.
okay, so he's apologizing because he knows Korra better, but he's not apologizing because Susan was right on what she commented.
No, I'm saying he's apologizing the fact that the way he responded, he reacted to what was said. He could have still called it out, but not in the manner that he
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
Blessing. Can I just interject here?
Mm-hmm.
This is my feeling. At the time that he did or said what he said to Susan, he was not aware, or maybe he thought that what Susan said was just, as our sister said, is what she said, throwing shade at the individual. He was not aware that it was a fact at that time that he was speaking, or at least that's what I am assuming. So, without knowledge, I don't want to say ignorantly, he went ahead and reacted because he thought he was doing the right thing in defending his friend. You understand? So after I'm saying again, after the backlash came and he realized he must wait, let me go and do some digging or some sort of research background check. And then maybe he came across it and he said, oh my God, this is what, and the light bulb came on,
And
so I say it's out of ignorance that he said what he said. And for our sister on the other channel, my sister, when it comes to discernment, we all can't know, see, nor hear everything. My sister, I respect what you say very much. I love you as a caller. Trust me. I'm very happy when you come up. But we have a saying, a shoemaker would never have a proper pair of shoes. So does a dressmaker because she's busy taking care or helping other people to make them look pretty, that she can't even see that, oh my God, my dress is torn, but I didn't even have the time to repair it. So, you know, maybe his mom, you know, the Holy Spirit did not a bit make the message, the discernment may come through someone else. It doesn't necessarily have to, but the mom might pick up something else for somebody. You know, that's just my thinking.
Discernment, sorry,
Listen,
discernment is a gift.
can I add something
It
real
is
quick?
a gift, and not all of us, get it. So
That's right.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
Discernment is a gift of the Spirit. So are you telling me that not all Christians have that gift?
no,
No,
no, no,
no.
it is a
Okay, can
gift.
I add something, please?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm in no way judging anyone. Everyone is on a journey, right? And there's some things that I don't pick up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not judging anyone. Please, that's my baseline. What I'm saying is that we can't just put Christianity in our box and say, just because them have the Holy Spirit. I mean, there are people who are not Christians, who quote unquote don't have the Holy Spirit and saw through the facade of what KO was doing. You know what I'm saying? Saw
Mm-hmm.
through the facade of her personality, right? So it's not a matter of having this discernment. It's a matter of being true to who you are. When you look at the image, when you listen to the words, there's something inside of you that is telling you that there's something is not right here. There's a cognitive dissonance going on when you look at that individual. And you have to be willing
Mm-hmm.
to stop and ask yourself, why am I not feeling good or free about watching? Is it the victim in me that is reacting or in agreement with what she's doing? You know what I'm saying? And this is the part about Christianity that I don't think that they teach too much, is to trust that you are a vessel of God. And if something don't feel right, back up. When the red flags come, trust what you're feeling, because
Mm-hmm.
something inside of you is not in agreement with what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? And don't overlook it. A lot of times in my experience with the church, every time a cognitive dissonance came up, they're claiming it's the devil. Like, seriously? It could be you that have some stuff going on. It's not always the devil.
Yes.
True.
Trust yourself, check with yourself, get this relationship going with you and God inside of you. Not the God outside of you, but the one that lives. The Bible says that he's in the midst of her. That means God is at our core. And too many times as Christians, we continue to look at the God that's outside of us and not the one that's inside of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's giving us that internal compass. And we don't sit long enough with ourselves to listen and to feel the terrain of the inside of us. You know? And that's what I'm trying to say. I don't expect people to get that discernment every time, but it is so blatant, it's hard not to miss. And when you do miss it, you have to ask yourself, what inside of me made me miss that something was amiss?
I think many people choose to miss it. I think it's a conscious choice. It's not like they don't see it or they don't feel it, but they just choose to just accept because something is going to come out of it.
Yeah, blessing, I agree with you. We have to know that, like, this particular person we're talking about has different kinds of followers. We have the followers, like you're saying, that know the truth, but they choose to have a blind eye because they know what they are looking out of it. There are people who have just started following her. They don't know the back story. They just go based on what she puts out there, and maybe it's a victim in them, like our sister just said. Maybe something similar they've gone through, and they can see themselves through this person, and they choose to support her. There are also people like that, and then there are some people who are just, for lack of a better word, ignorant. Ignorant. Like not everybody can pick up things. Not everybody knows how to pick up things like that. So there are things like that that they just don't pick up. They just go, they say, oh, poor single mom. I mean, we know what it takes. There are genuine single mom out there who really go through a lot to raise their kids and everything. So some people probably they've been experienced to the hardship of single moms, and then they come out here, they see this single mom, and all they do is just empathize with her. So there are different categories of people who support this lady, and we don't know where they're all coming from. Something I wanted to touch about, still going back to Don's apology. Don, like I still say, he could have responded to Susan and thrown shade at Susan based on what she said. Okay, fine. Okay, you could say something like, okay, you is an elderly woman. Maybe you love young woman. You're young guys. You're a cool girl. He took it. That's what I'm saying. And that's what he's owning up to. He's owning to the fact that yes, this person threw shade, but I overreacted. I mean, like I stepped. How can I put this? I overstepped my boundaries. Talking about her health and things like that, it was not called for. And I think that's what he's owning and asking for apology. I don't think he's justifying. He's owning the piece that he's owning, but yet still calling out the fact that, hey, lady, I could see you. You were throwing shade. I could see through that. Fine. He knows better now, and he has done better. And I still go back to it. I'm like, you know what? His mom, we don't know when she started following this lady. We don't know also if maybe Dawn she was a single mom who raised Dawn. We don't know all of that. Maybe she heals herself through this lady. We don't know all of that. We are just all speculating here. And it's a good discussion because I believe we are all learning one or two things from the conversation that we are having. Because at the end of the day, as humans, we want to do better. Nobody knows it all. And like somebody said, sometimes the spirit of discernment, maybe I didn't discern it. There are times when you come here, Blessing, you say something and I have an aha moment. I have a bulb light in my brain. I'm like, I didn't look at it this way, but I think she's making a point. And that's why we as humans have to live in community, because we learn from each other. We learn from each other. And the sad thing is that maybe some of those people don't get exposed to some of these sessions that we have, or these analyses, to be able to dig in and make them really think deeper. They probably are not exposed to this, and the ones who are exposed to it and continue to do it, then we know the reason why they are doing it. It's not because what they think is right, it's because they're doing it for their own personal gains.
Well, how can they be exposed when they've been told not to go and watch any other person?
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. And hey, but like I said, people especially elderly people, they get taken advantage a lot on social media, which is sad. It's a very sad thing, but they get exploited and taken advantage of a lot. And that's why I'm calling on everyone here. If you have an elderly family member, please make sure that you are continuously following up, checking their activities online, and just making sure that nobody is exploiting them or taking advantage of them.
Wow. I believe everyone has a mind of their own. If you choose to be manipulated, then it's up to you. I understand that, some persons are not as intellectual or educated of such to know when persons are using them. But back to the spirit of discernment. This person uses people because this person knows that they can manipulate. They know. I see a spirit of let me not use this word, evil, but this person uses it because they know that there are persons out there who will just hang on to stuff because they do not have a mind of their own. They say go and they go, and they say come and they say come. But we just have to be careful of listening to things that we are not supposed to listen to, because there's a spirit that plays on your mind.
Right. So someone just joined us here online. So if you're here, you just joined, just tell us your mind about what we've been saying so far. And before I move on, thank you, Karen. I've put up your super sticker for a long time. Thank you so much for the gift. So our new panel member, go ahead and drop your voice.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
everyone. So I would
Hi.
like to say, for like Blessing always say, like you don't have to go to like other people's page that you don't agree with to drop your comment. For Susan, I would say maybe she went extra mile dropping such comments
Mm,
on maybe Don or Kora's page.
mm.
I remember Blessing always saying something. Don't defend me anywhere. I don't need you. And I stick to that. When I see a post that is maybe triggering me to comment, I just block the person because
Wow.
you don't need to.
Mm-mm.
And that is what brings insult to you as maybe,
Yes.
yeah. So just stay on your lane. If you don't like this person, just block the person. If
Yeah.
the person will get to know the truth, the person will get to know the truth on their own term, just like when Don is getting to know the truth now. So I don't feel
Mm,
going back and forth. I love this kind of argument. Let's argue like, okay, let's talk about it politely, respectfully, not going
right.
overboard. Yes. So I believe Don was wrong going overboard. And that was the day I blocked Don. I don't follow him, but I see his page pop up. I blocked him because I don't like that kind of energy. You can defend
Okay.
someone without being insultive or anything. So that's my
It's
opinion.
difficult to it's difficult. But I was going to say, if you want to join the conversation, the best is, or the fastest way is to join online. Just use the link because more people can join. But on WhatsApp, it's just one person at a time. So sister said you should, what should you do? You don't have to be harsh
Yes,
to
you don't.
defend. It's
No,
difficult.
no, you don't. I understand that, and see, there's a stage you get to. I'm 32, and I know how
Mm,
to control my emotions. I
mm,
don't get angry over Korah's children. I have
mm,
my own two kids at
to worry about.
home to worry about. If she likes dress her children anyhow, it is her own. If Justin like take custody of his children, it is their problem. I don't care.
Ab-
So they can choose to live their life the way they want to. The only thing is, if I keep seeing it online, I have the right to comment. Like on pages I feel comfortable commenting on, like your
Mm,
page. I
mm,
don't go about all other people's page to like drop my opinion because I know Koreans don't know how to like communicate respectfully. So I don't go there because I dislike insults.
mm.
Caller,
Yes.
I'm sorry. It's not about not caring. It's just protecting your mental health. Because
Yeah.
we see what is happening. We know the strategy that is being used. But the
Yes.
fact that we don't personally know the person, there is nothing we can do. It doesn't matter how much we talk, it doesn't matter how much we, type, it doesn't matter the emotions that we take on with that specific situation. We care. I personally care. But it hurts to know that this person, is just doing things because they're doing it for different reasons, monetary,
Mm,
wanting traction, wanting persons to to talk about it. The person want to be seen all the time.
mhm,
But honestly, I do pray, and I pray because we know that when the end comes, and there will be an end, if that person does not change, it will not be good, because evil will not be tolerated. Evil will not be tolerated. And that is
mm,
why, as I said before, we have to strive to be perfect. I used to comment from years. I used to comment. The last time I stopped commenting on almost all the apps was when it was about this school fee thing. And I'm saying that these people cannot be real. The fact is right before their eyes. In America, they do not pay school fees for children who goes to public schools, right? And so if you are saying this to people all the time and they're not understanding, or they're not I mean, it doesn't you don't have to your mental health. Just take care of your mental health, because you realize that not everybody is the same, not everybody thinks the same, not everybody's going to understand the thing the same. So you know what, I just leave it at that. That was the school fee thing from a long time.
I just want to say one last thing before I hang up. One of the biggest lessons I've had to learn in this life, you see, is balancing my compassion with boundaries. You know why? Just like the caller said, you have to protect your mental health. I would see a man in a wheelchair and I would start bawling because I thought that he was not doing well, right? But who am I to question his process of life? Who am I to say the people on the street who are homeless are not living their best life? We do not know, right? And so for that, I say, instead of letting my emotions and all of my energy spill all over the place for people who are okay with where they're at, maybe that situation wouldn't be okay for me, but I cannot project that onto another person.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So I had to balance my compassion with boundaries. I feel for you. I feel empathy, but I have to draw the line and protect my own mental health. And that was one of my biggest life lessons. Thank you for giving me the space to hear my opinion. Thank you all, ladies. Have a great day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your voice. Thank you for your contribution. Before we forge ahead, someone commented and said that Don apologized, and if you go in the same comment section, Susan accepted his apology. Does this statement now change the dynamic for us? That Susan, the center of attraction, or let me say the main subject of this matter, that she has accepted his apology. Does it change anything?
Yeah, that's a big
Well,
one for me.
exactly.
That's good.
That's it, because the apology was directed towards Susan. And that doesn't stop us from having these conversations, because we are learning a lot. Bless you. I mean, you think we are just talking, we are learning a lot, and there are things that I am taking away from this. There are things that I presume the other ladies are taking away from this.
Yes.
Yeah, but the apology was directed towards Susan. It was made, what he said it publicly, and he could have maybe looked for Susan's maybe DM her in private, but it wouldn't have had the same impact, because he said what he said in public, and he came and apologized in public, and she has accepted it. But then we're just having conversations. So we learn also. Next time, if I want to give an apology, a public apology, a thing or two I've learned from here today, that I will know how to present my apology. So that's what I would say about this.
And Korra, let me add something to this also. If we do things, all right, for Christians, those who are really serving God, if we do something out in the public that we're not supposed to do, and others see it, we need to apologize in this public space also. But when we do things like our thoughts and other things that nobody else sees but God, that is where we go to God, because we don't need to apologize to anybody else. We just need to apologize to God for whatever it is that, it's between us and God. Even though, as I said before, God is the only one that can forgive us of our sins. So, for Susan to accepting it is a good way for her to move on, because, if somebody don't want to accept or whatever we have done wrong to them, it is up to them at the end of the day. We can't do nothing we can't force them to accept it. But if God accepts it, that is good for us. That is in the best interest for us.
True. And my takeaway from it, Blessing, is that we all make mistakes in life. The person that made the big mistake came out, man up, and apologized publicly. And the person that the insult was thrown at had accepted his apology. So here we have a huge lesson. You do something wrong, and we all debating whether we should forgive, accept. We're human and we up to err. And the person that he did the wrong to has forgiven him. She has accepted his apology. So, in my opinion, I would say case closed.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
Moving forward, it doesn't matter, I mean, we all have our opinion. We all can voice how we feel and, but the two main parties, you make the apology to me, I accepted it. What else
Okay.
is there? So that's just mine.
Let me say something before we continue. Although I have someone on WhatsApp, I'm going to let you speak, but I'm still struggling somewhere. I think it's easy to just say, okay, everybody has apologized. Let's move on. Let's shove it behind us. But me, you people know me. Somebody put up a comment. You're laughing. Someone put up a comment. The person said, I'm sure Don wouldn't agree that Korra wrote that her father used to call her prostitute. Now, listen to this. Remember that Susan said something about the 85-year-old Baba, and Don said he doesn't agree with what Susan wrote. Now, my question is, what exactly don't you agree with? You don't agree with what Susan wrote about the book. Do you agree with other things that happened in the book? So that means when the analyst, when I analyze the book and say things in reference to the book, that means Don also does not agree. I mean, he doesn't have to, he doesn't owe me that, but just to understand where this whole apology is going. So it means if someone writes a book and you come out and reference the book, whether throwing shade or not, you are not going to agree. It's wrong for someone to reference a book in a form of shade. So I'm struggling a bit. Can someone help me out with that?
Blessing, I am saying that when this happened, he was not aware.
Okay, but
Because
why is he
the way how I
apologizing? Why is he
see him,
apologizing
maybe
now that
now he read it. Maybe now he's aware that what Susan was saying wasn't just shade, it was a fact, a
But he
written
said,
known fact.
okay, in his apology, he said he still does not agree with the main things Susan said. He said it in his apology.
Oh,
Blessing,
the main thing.
I think that Don has still not read that book. And like I'm still saying, the way
Yeah,
I
that's
interpret
my
his
opinion. That's how I
apology,
feel.
the way I interpret his apology, he's not apologizing that he came at Susan. He's apologizing at how far he took it towards his health, at her health and other things.
Then he should have focused on that
But
instead of
that's
saying,
what he did. But that's what he
no,
did.
no, no.
He
No, no,
called.
no,
He
no.
said that.
He didn't focus on that. He still said he disagrees with what Susan said. So
Exactly.
he's
That's what I'm
focusing
saying.
on Susan.
He disagreed with what she said, and he's owning to the fact that the way he responded and reacted to it, he took it overboard. And that's what he is apologizing for. I bet you that Don has still not read that book. And if you remember, I mentioned earlier, if he ever gets the opportunity to read that book, he's going to come back again to this. He's going to revisit this issue. I bet you he has not had a chance to read the book. And that's why I'm still extending him grace. I'm like, he's proper. And I agree. If we're throwing shade at each other, you throw me shade, I throw you shade. You tit for tat. But he took it overboard. He took it overboard, especially with something as sensitive as cancer. He took it overboard. He could have responded to Susan and thrown shade at her, still around dealing with older men or younger boys or whatever. He took it overboard. And that's why I'm telling you, Don, I bet you he has still not read that book.
Okay.
I believe, sorry, I believe he should not have written that part in the apology. Even if he thought of it, it should not be there. Even if it came up, because when you're apologizing for the thing that you have done wrong, not to add anything else to it. So that is where, right. So that is where he went wrong, in like adding that little part about not agreeing with what she said.
Yeah, because if I don't agree with what you said, I'm not going to come out and still be apologetic. Okay, fine, I can apologize for how I reacted, but I should be able to justify that I reacted because of what you said. But if I still don't agree with what you said, I will not apologize. That's where the divide is. But I have a
Becky, can you read that apology again for us, please?
Yes, I can. Hi, go ahead. I will read the apology again.
So me and you on the same page. What to send for the apology, right? But I'm gonna use it in terms. It coming like Don took a bullet for Korra, right? Korra helped Don to clean that bullet wound. It was a wound. Korra helped Don to clean that wound, but Korra on the same end helped to infest that wound. You got what I'm saying? If you understand. I don't know if I don't know another term to put it, right? So what I'm saying is like Don has been seeing Korra comment section, and of course you've been seeing all these messy comments about one person. I don't know what Korra told Don and Stonii on the other end. Remember that they didn't know much about Korra. So it's like every time they attack Korra, maybe they feel away how they attack Korra and they being defensive. So it's like Don and Stonii collecting bullets for Korra. But at the end, Korra is dodging those bullets because Korra not know what's going on. So Don and Stonii collecting those bullets. You know, sometimes when they collect bullets, it reaches a stage where it will end, and he wants to be defensive now. And now, at the end, they realize who that person Korra is, and they feel hurt. You know that feeling? And I'm not saying both of them are wrong, because I haven't seen the comment what the lady said, but for him to reach that point, it has to be a very shady one. But at the end, with fitness, he went too far. I'm gonna say publicly. He went too far. But for me, the apology, the damage is already done. Yes, he asked for forgiveness. Yes, everybody asks for a second chance, as he said. Yeah, but to reach to that standard, no. I'm not into that. No. Okay. But I'm glad the lady accepted his apology.
Yes, that's important.
That's the big, of course. Yeah. So next time, you will know better and do better.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
thank
for
you.
Me, I'm not collecting any bullet
for anybody.
I'm sorry. No, not at all. And then you infest that wound that I collect that bullet for you for. No. That's what played out. Korra is running that bullet wound. So it's hurting him because of what she did to him. See? So all of it is bad on his side. Now, saying that he apologized now. So the wound now gone to Korra. So Korra is bearing that wound now.
Yes.
So let's see how she will deal with that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much for your input there. So,
and that is why we have to have a mind of our own, because at the end of the day, when things like these happen, we are the ones that are going to be embarrassed and ashamed, you know, because we defended somebody, and then, you know, after that we hear that this person is not so perfect, you know, and we're going to hold it. We're probably going to hold this for the rest of our lives, because, you know, sometimes people hurt us, and let me tell you, it takes us to our grave. But we have to learn forgiveness. We have that is the thing. We have to learn to forgive and to accept also.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly read the apology again. Let's pay attention. Don woke up one day and put up a post. He said, It takes a strong person to admit when they are wrong. Sometimes that takes processing. To the lady who was the cancer survivor, whoever you are, I do not agree. That was the first thing he said. I do not agree with the mean things you said. However, I want to publicly apologize for my part in saying some questionable things publicly. This is not my character. I have had several very dear people pass from cancer. I do believe that when God gives you I do believe that when God gives us a second chance, we should honor it by using our time wisely. So he still scolded Susan, but let me continue. He said, I still stand by that statement, but with humility, I ask your forgiveness. To the people of Facebook, continue to pray for me and Stonii. I am not perfect, nor am I righteous, but I believe in God, forgiveness, and that hearts can change. Let us stand strong, knowing that all things work together for good. Love you all. That's the apology.
Okay, yeah, thanks for reading that again, Blessing. Okay, the first part of it, I did not have an issue, but I missed that part that he said, I still stand by the statement. Is that what he said? I still stand by the statement. So he's saying that he said some questionable things that are out of his character.
Mhm.
However, he still stands by those things. Is that what he's saying? Is that what I'm hearing?
To
Is
the
that
lady, the beginning, to the lady who was the cancer survivor, whoever you are, I do not agree with the mean things you said. However, I want to publicly apologize is for my I want to publicly apologize for my part in saying some questionable things publicly.
yes, I agree with that part. But that second part where he says he still stands by what he said, did he say something like that in that
Yeah.
second?
After apologizing publicly or apologizing
Yes,
for the
still
things he
stand by
said,
that statement.
then he said, that is not my character. I have had several people pass from cancer. I do believe that when God gives us a second chance, we should honor it by using our time wisely. I still stand by that statement.
Okay, does he stand by the statement that if God gives us time to
Yes.
use it? Okay,
Yes.
yeah, fine. But then, and that goes back to what I said earlier, then, Blessing, that he is apologizing for how he came across. He doesn't support maybe people coming out and saying maybe mean things or whatever. They don't know, but he is apologizing for how he reacted to this.
Mm,
And
mm,
that's what he's asking for forgiveness. And to me, I think he's being genuine. And that's why, and I think in this, we all can take a lesson from this. We can go out and say what we have to say without, I know sometimes it's just fun. We want to throw shit. Fine,
mm,
I'll do it. We all do it. Let's admit it.
mhm,
What he's saying is that, yeah, you don't have to do that.
mm,
However, I also don't have to react in that way.
mm,
And I know my sister said earlier on that we should not be taking bullets for people.
mm,
My sister, I will beg to disagree a little bit with you there because sometimes we come across all kinds of people. There are people that, are they can't speak for themselves, they can't stand up for themselves. I'm not saying that's the case for KO, but I'm just saying that scenarios like that. Like for example, I'm I'm a black person, and when I go somewhere and I see maybe black people who newly immigrated, and maybe they are being spoken to in a very rude,
mm,
and because they are new, maybe they are scared, they're intimidated, I would step up and say something. If I see somebody doing something that is not right, I would step up and I would say something, I would do something. So let's be careful. Let this not make us stop being the humans that we are supposed to be and advocate for the weak, speak up for the weak, and do. I'm not saying she's weak, but it should not stop us from doing right. We should still be able to advocate for the weak. Or
mm,
maybe in this case, he thought she was weak. That's what he knew at the time. He thought that
mm,
maybe people were just bullying a single mother who was
mm,
trying to put food on the table for her children. That's probably what he thought at the time, but now he knows better. So I still think that his apology, I still honestly think that he worded his apology really, really nicely. That's me. But you,
Okay.
it's me, Blessing.
I
Yeah.
believe he's hurting. He said that he was given like the benefit of the doubt. So I believe the fact that he now finds out that this person is truly what others were saying.
Mm.
I think he's hurting now.
Mm.
And that is why he might have come out now to say that, to apologize.
Okay, I'll read a few comments. Leslie says, I think Don thought Korra's 12 million followers will follow him back. Now they have to learn the hard way. Another person said to me, I can imagine that when you see 12 million, you'll be like, out of this 12 million, I must have, even if it's 1.2 out of them or 100,000. But he didn't even get 10,000. But anyway, let's continue. Another person said, to me, I think his apology sounded not real about the person he insulted. It sounded reluctant or not genuine towards the person. It was all about him and how people view him. My opinion. That's what the person said. So what I'm just going to say is, well, we are going to move forward. We are going to, because number one, we all can say what we think, and I appreciate that all of you are really saying how you feel, what you felt when you read that. Everybody felt something. You can't tell me you didn't feel nothing. And me, I felt double. That's my own. Maybe I've not told you people what I felt. I felt double. The first part, I was like, okay, no, I felt three emotions. The first one, I was just generally glad that he came out to apologize. That was the plus. The second emotion was that part of I stand by this, I stand by that, I still disagree. And then the last part of the apology where he said, I ask you to forgive me. That personal touch at the end of it. And when he said, we are not perfect. I am not perfect. Pray for us. It kind of like brought something out. But I'm going to tell you the middle of it of, I want to apologize, but I'm doing it. For me, it's double. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not like swept off my feet. That's just how I feel. I just feel like, are you doing it wholeheartedly, or you're doing it because, well, it's going to look good and a lot of people expect me to do it, so let me just do it so that I can get their full support? Or you're really doing it because you're really sorry, because now you know better. Now you've learned more. Now you see that, oh, it's not Susan's fault. And I do understand when he says, if God gives you a second chance, because he will be feeling like, oh, after everything you've been through, you should kind of like, I understand that part. And I just, let me say, fully, I'm not swept off my feet. Let me just conclude like that. And I'll just say here, as a human being, and knowing how difficult it can be to just come out publicly and say, I accept wrongdoing, because that's what an apology is. Accepting you've hurt someone, you've done wrong, and you're saying, please forgive me. Find a place in your heart to embrace me again and remove that anger or bitterness. So it's a big deal for someone to come out, especially when you are in a saga, in a battle, and you don't want anybody to think you can err. Actually, when you are in a battle, you want everybody to believe you're always maybe doing the right things. But now he's accepting and acknowledging that I did wrong. So kind of like showing vulnerability and being sincere that, oh, I did wrong, guys, and I'm sorry. So that is a plus. But on the other hand, but so based on that, I'll just say, okay, to err is human, to forgive is divine. Let's forge ahead. He has apologized. Susan has accepted. They are the most important characters in this whole story. We as bystanders and as onlookers, we can just put it behind us, forge ahead. Let's continue to feel what we feel, and continue to believe what we believe, because I cannot convince you otherwise. You know what you feel or what you felt when you read it. I still know what I feel now and what I still felt when I read it. So I still have the right to feel that way. And if you have the right, and you also have the right to say, oh, I believe the apology, I think it was genuine, go ahead. We are not going to convince you otherwise. And if you think, oh no, I think this apology is shady, go ahead. I will still not convince you otherwise. Believe in what your inner gut tells you. But generally, I'll just say we can put some things behind us and just forgive as humans, as godly people, and just move on. So I think I'm just going to round off with that. But before
Blessing, I have to commend you first before you round up. You know, this first of all, you have great moderation skills. Nobody ever told you. You have amazing moderation skills. And this is how, as mature people, we can agree to disagree. We are not all seeing things the same way. We've had callers who look at things from a different perspective, but we have all been polite and courteous towards each other. So people don't always have to agree. That's something we should learn. But we can agree to disagree in a very polite setting. There'll be no arguments, there'll be no name calling. It's just been a session of edification and learning. And fine. If maybe some people were able to agree with what other people were saying, maybe they still don't, which is still okay. So great job moderating, and great job to all the panelists for being courteous and respectful towards each other.
100%. Thank you. I'm going to ask the rest of the people on the floor to give their final statements for this live video. And hopefully I see you guys back again on the panel next time. So go ahead and say something before we go.
Well, for me, just as God has forgiven us, we must forgive others.
Thank you. That's powerful. And A? A, are you still with us? Oh, okay. Maybe she's not here at the moment. But anyways, I'm going to round off by just thanking all of you here on the panel. I want to thank all of you in the comment section. I want to thank the callers, people who called on WhatsApp. Thank you so much, because honestly, no matter where you stand in all of this, no matter what you believe in, someone learned something. I learned from all of you, and someone in the comments learned something from your point of view, from where you stand, whether they agree with you or disagree. They've learned something new and how to handle matters. At least the right way to some extent. So I really appreciate you. Thank you guys for jumping on and just making this a real, interactive live stream for all of us. And hopefully you guys will come again next time, and more people, of course. The floor is always open. So thank you all so much. Bubbly me. Thank you so much for your gift. I appreciate that. And someone else, Iris, look at the woto. Look at the woto. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you all in the comments. Thank you. I'll try to read your comments. I'll try to do so. So yes, I think we're gonna leave it here for today. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing time learning about these things, because little things, even inside of Saga, little things can be life lessons. Nobody knows it all. Nobody is perfect. Nobody, so I'm happy that we could just throw this out there and just. So I'm going to leave the video for next time. I mean, the video I was supposed to play of Don, I'll leave it for next live. That should be tomorrow by God's grace. And we'll come and listen again, and we'll continue to follow this story, this saga. So thank you all, my panelists, my commenters, my callers, viewers, everybody. God bless you, and I will see you another time. And of course, my gifters. Thank you all so much.
All right. Thank you so much for having me also.
You're welcome. And bye for now, guys. Enjoy your evening. Bye.
Hey, bye-bye.
Bye.